The lecture focused on social issues of public interest. Reparation and republicanism are topical issues discussed in many spheres and of late among countries of the region that were colonized. Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell was the featured speaker and sought to expound on the topic reparation, republicanism, and the rule of law. What's next after 50 years of independence?
Speak of what next for the next 50 years. The fundamental question is that to remain a nation state, this fundamental premise that slavery, that chattel slavery, specifically slavery based on race or color, is something that should never be accepted or tolerated. And if there's one reason for keeping the rule of law, or if there's one thing that we should enshrine in the rule of law, is that another human being should never be permitted to own another human being, domestically and internationally. And I will conclude by saying the rule of law matters internationally, perhaps even more so than sometimes domestically. Because if not, what you would have is might is right. And it is the same might that is right that led to the Atlantic slave trade. So internationally, we need a rules-based system that subjects the mighty as well as the tiny to the rule of law, to ensure that the mighty doesn't enslave the tiny.
Prime Minister Mitchell said, as a small nation, it is vital that as we go forward in the next 50 years, amidst the fight for reparation, we seek a system of government that is more reflective of our society. The future speaker touched on the change to republicanism, which many have suggested that Grenada should consider becoming.
In many of our Caribbean islands, we've had the conversations about the move to republicanism, Barbados being the latest. But in reality, all that we've done is replace the name Governor General with that of President. Dominica was the first to do it, or one of the first to do it. And similarly, you have a president that is also a ceremonial head of state. But all of the trappings that comes with the Governor General still exist. Trinidad and Tobago has done the same thing. You have a ceremonial president and you have a prime minister. The exception is the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, which in fact has an elected executive president. It also has a prime minister, but the president is the head of state and the head of government. And it's the only Commonwealth or former UK colony that has done so. And so there's an opportunity for us to examine the Guyana model and to see whether it has been effective for Guyana as compared with the rest of us who've continued, in a sense, by still having a parliamentarian Westminster-style system, notwithstanding the fact that we, or some of us, have simply switched the term from Governor General to that of President.
The Sir Archibald Nedd Memorial Lecture is an initiative of the Grenada Bar Association in honor of Sir Archibald Nedd, who was Grenada's island scholar in 1934 and served as Chief Justice of the Grenada Supreme Court from 1979 to 1986. The first lecture was held in 1996. Christina John, GBN News.